What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ty, behind the camera, and sitting in front of us is the 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. This is a double cab standard bed in the custom trim level, and we have it finished in Summit White with a jet black cloth interior. So we have a pretty nice custom trim level to take a look at today. Now, the custom is kind of like your step above the work truck. Has a little bit more features, a little bit more style, and you can get it in the crew cab or the double cab configuration, which of course we have the double cab. Now, a little overview of this video, we're going to take a look at the exterior of this Silverado. We'll then pop the hood, see what powers it, and then the tailgate as well, so we can see what kind of bed amenities we have. We'll then take a look at the rear seats and move forward towards the front seats, kind of detail all the features in between. And then I'm going to strap this GoPro to my head, and we are going to take this Silverado for a test drive. First things first, let's take a look up front with our headlights. Now, on the more basic trims of the Silverado, we will have full halogen units for the high and low beams, and we also have regular bulbs for your daytime running lights and turn signals. So pretty basic setup for the headlights on the custom trim, but of course you can upgrade to LEDs on the upper trims. Huge, bold, and blacked out grille with the Chevrolet name spelled out, and a little bow tie towards the corner of the grille. We have tow hooks down here and body colored bumpers to give it a little bit more of a sporty appearance. Definitely a tall and upright hood with some pretty cool creases. And down here, the custom has 20-inch silver painted wheels, which look pretty nice. Of course, we have some pretty big brake calipers to get this heavy truck to a stop, and 6 lugs. Taking a look on the fender, we have the Silverado badge spelled out and our blacked out mirrors. If we take a look at the other side, we can see we have kind of like a blind spot mirror too. We have our blacked out door handles. And again, this is the double cab, so you can get the custom and the double cab standard bed configuration like we have here. You can also get a crew cab short bed and a crew cab standard bed with the custom trim, so pretty cool. Pretty moderate sticker price of $47,545 on this truck. We even have the rear window defrost even on the custom trim, and our third brake light up top with bed lighting. We have the fuel door, which is capless on the driver's side. 4x4 emblems and anchors over here. Take a look around back. We have incandescent tail lights to match the front. Look pretty good illuminated with your tail lights, turn signals, and brake lights, all kind of incandescent bulbs. We have Chevrolet stamped in the bed, kind of like in the front grille, which looks pretty good. Our Silverado and custom badging, and then we also have our tailgate release right here, which is a button, and our reversing camera. Down here we have our 7 and 4 pin connectors for our trailer hookup and the 2-inch trailer hitch receiver. And that pretty much does it for the exterior, besides the bed steps, which are very useful. What do you guys think of the styling of the custom? I think it just takes the work truck to the next level. It makes it a pretty nice looking truck. Let me know in the comments. Under the hood of the Silverado Custom, we have one single engine choice, which is a 2.7 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. Yes, that's right, a 4-cylinder, but it makes pretty darn close to V8 power. 310 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. This is actually quite the powerhouse. Definitely stick around for the test drive as we put this motor through its paces. But that is all hooked up to an 8-speed automatic, and either 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive is your choice. Of course, the other Silverados offer a myriad of different engines, including 2 different V8s and even a diesel 6-cylinder. But we have the 2.7 liter 4-cylinder Turbo Max for today. So, as you can see, the tailgate actually pops open for you. And inside we have the high strength steel bed, again the standard bed on this particular truck. As you can see, we have a bed liner material on the tailgate so that when you buy the truck, you can either have a drop-in or spray-in bed liner to match the tailgate. But we have cargo tie downs everywhere, as you can see. Also bed lights at either side of the bed, kind of towards the front, as well as the ones that are up at the cab. And then we also have a 120 outlet with 3 prongs. So that is pretty neat. But again, we have the standard size bed, which is a little bit larger and definitely more room than the shorter bed. Very, very easy to close since it's a very light tailgate. We of course have the double cab configuration, which is essentially a half door, so looks tall and skinny. But back here we have the door handle, a speaker, which is one of 6 speakers in this truck, and a little bit of storage. Now taking a look inside, we can see that jet black cloth, which is pretty nice. You can fold down your headrest like so to get some more visibility out the rear, and the cloth has a pretty nice feel to it. And we can of course fold up the seats to essentially make this kind of like a trunk to put more things inside that maybe can't get wet or can't go in the truck bed. Now I'm going to hop in quickly to show you how a guy of my size fits in the back of the double cab. And it definitely is doable at 5'10". My knees are definitely up against the seat, but it is doable for shorter trips. And you can also fit somebody in the center. And I did adjust this seat to a normal driving position for myself. Right below the kind of center seat around the front are 2 air vents, a USB and USB-C inlet. Alrighty, so now that we're up front, let's check out the door panel first. We do have some scratching materials up here, but it is a little bit soft, I guess, where you can rest your arm. Of course, the armrest will be a little bit more soft to put your arm there. We have the door handle, lock unlock buttons, all of your window controls and mirror adjustments, as well as the rear window lockout for the kids. Very large storage containers over here with a bottle holder kind of in the middle and another speaker. On the A-pillar, you have a nice handle on either side to help you get in and out. And on the left of the dash, we have our trailer towing mode, which we could twist. We also have all of our 4-wheel drive settings, single speed transfer case on this truck, meaning we just have 2 high and 4 high, no 4 low. Of course, a double speed transfer case is available on other trucks. We have all of our lighting controls to turn on our bed lights, also a gauge dimmer, and just our regular headlights here. Just below, we have our electronic parking brake, and just below that, we have our hood release and our pedals, as well as the release for the tilt and telescoping steering wheel. Now we do have a bench seat on this truck, and you could fold away this center console, and that kind of is what gives it the bench seat. But the driver's seat itself is pretty comfy and fully powered with 2-way lumbar. So here's the key for the Silverado. We have the Chevy emblem on the back, little chrome accents, and also a button on the side to slide out a physical key. But some pretty nice features on the key fob itself. We have the unlock lock remote start and the ability to pop your tailgate, as well as the panic alarm. And we do have push button start right down here. And that 2.7 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder will come to life. Pretty basic steering wheel in this truck. We have this kind of rubberized material for the rim of the steering wheel and our cruise control, as well as forward collision warning settings there. But that pretty much does it for the steering wheel. Kind of a blank side for the media controls, since they are all over here. On the back of the steering wheel, we of course have this stalk right here for your wipers, turn signals, and automatic high beams. So that's a nice feature. And on the other side, we of course have our column shifter, which has the plus and minus to do a manual mode if you'd like. And if you bring it down into reverse, you'll see we have a reversing camera with the parking guidance lines as well as trailering guidance lines. And then we of course have neutral, drive, and then your low mode. Also pretty basic is the gauge setup. We kind of have everything that a truck would need, plus a little bit more. We have our tachometer over there. We have our oil pressure gauge, coolant temperature, gas gauge, battery voltage, and our speedometer, and a kind of little digital display up here, which we can use this little knob in the dash to adjust what we see. So we have our digital speedometer, a couple of different trip settings, distance till empty for your fuel range, a timer, tire pressures, brake pad life, which is pretty awesome, air filter, oil life, your following distance, transmission fluid temperature, engine hours, and a couple of different settings that you can go through there too. So that is a pretty basic looking screen, but it does have some useful information. Up top we have a pretty decent dashboard, but it is hard to the touch. And taking a look down here, we have our 7-inch touchscreen with a couple of air vents surrounding it, and this kind of nice glossy gray trim around it. So pretty basic screen, but it does have the essentials. Wireless CarPlay and Android Auto is in this screen. But let's take a look at the sort of basics of the screen. We have the radio here with our different sources, our presets at the top, and what's playing in the center. And through there is where you adjust your audio settings. I have a home button down here with a phone screen, Wi-Fi information, a bunch of different settings that you can go through. Our Apple CarPlay and Android Auto apps, and then we also have a trailer lights testing screen there. Our OnStar services, and then we can also pull up your reversing camera at any time. And taking a look over here is kind of a home screen to the touch screen. We have the kind of presets up top for your radio, what your radio is currently playing, and your what's going on with your phone. And at the bottom we have a couple of shortcuts, exterior temperature and time. Just below the screen we have a couple of physical buttons for the home and phone with our volume knob. Down here we have a very simple single zone climate control with our fan speed right over here, where the air blows, and temperature with your defrosters and the AC settings. Just below we have a small array of buttons, one for your lane keeping assist, the auto start stop, releasing the tailgate, your hazards, and turning your traction control on and off. Right down here we have a little blank where you can add in a integrated trailer brake controller. We also have our USB-C, USB, 12 volt, and another 3-prong 120 volt outlet. In the center, of course, is where we can have a third passenger with this bench seat configuration. We do have a pretty big drivetrain hump, so I have to straddle that. But with the armrest folded up, we can see we have a lockable storage area underneath, so that is pretty neat. And if we pull this little tether here, that will bring down our armrest. Now this also has an integrated seatbelt for the central passenger too. A little bit of storage, a couple of cup holders, and some nice spot to put your phone. And there's a little bit of storage inside of there too, with some solutions on the lid. But once you're all done with this, you can just simply fold it up and it'll lock into place, so you can seat 3 people in here. Now up top, we have our visors, which are pretty large with a mirror. Of course, the grab handles and kind of 2 tiers of glove boxes here. So a smaller tier up top and then a lockable larger kind of bin style down here. Pretty basic mirror that has the day and night mode. And up here we have, of course, our OnStar SOS buttons, tap illumination, which is LED, and that's pretty much it for the features of the Silverado Custom, the Silverado 1500 Custom, that is. Let's get this thing out on the road and see how that 4-cylinder performs in a full-size truck. Alright, taking off in the Silverado 1500 Custom with the Turbo Max engine. Right off the bat, this is a pretty punchy engine, I have to say. Pretty impressive power plant so far. I've just been driving around a little bit. Lots of turbo noises coming from this truck too, so kind of to make up from the V8 sound, you have that turbo whistle. I mean, definitely if you want the punch right off the line, either the V8s, either the 5.3 or the 6.2 V8 will be your best bet. But once you have this truck going, it really isn't too bad. 430 pound-feet of torque is no joke. That is more than the 5.3 liter V8 by about 50 pounds-feet, and it's only 30 pounds-feet short of the 6.2 liter V8 and the inline 6 Duramax that goes in these 1500s. So pretty impressive power numbers on this Turbo Max engine. We're going to take a right onto this back road here, which will kind of wind through a nice section, and then we'll wind up on a more main 2-lane road, and we'll see what it's like up at 45-50 miles an hour. And towards the end of the video, we will get an acceleration test just to see how much power this truck has. But first impressions, pretty nice ride quality too. So we have the 20-inch wheels on this truck, not the largest, not the smallest, but it's definitely a pretty comfortable suspension setup, I will say that. The seats are also very, very comfortable too, lots of give, and you also have full powered setup, so even with two-way lumbars, that's a pretty nice feature on this truck. And with the nicest of trucks, even the 1500 series costing $80,000-$90,000, 47 grand for this one doesn't seem so bad. It's still a pretty penny for a pretty basic truck, but when you get the sticker shock of $80,000-$90,000, this seems pretty moderate. The 8-speed automatic transmission in this truck too seems pretty robust and also pretty smooth too when shifting. You really don't feel it between gears. And whenever you get on throttle, you hear that whine of the turbo. That's pretty neat. Must be a pretty large turbocharger under the hood to be making those sounds and honestly getting this power. So we have a pretty tight corner here. Let's see how the turning circle is. Yeah, actually pretty good for a truck of this size. Made it around that corner with no problems. And that is a pretty tight one. So, but now that we're on our kind of 2-lane highway here, we can hopefully get it up to some higher speeds, and I can let you know how the noise levels are. So yeah, now that we're cruising right around 50 miles an hour, it is very quiet in here. I can barely hear the oncoming traffic. You're pretty far away from the tires, so you don't get a whole lot of tire noise. Yeah, pretty impressive cruiser. Just going along on these back roads, or I should say higher paced 2-lane highway roads. So it's pretty impressive levels of sound insulation on this truck. Also, the engine remains pretty quiet too. I mean, you don't have a big burly V8. You have a 4-cylinder, which tends to be a little bit quieter anyways. Yeah, not a lot of whole lot of noise intrusion in this truck, with both the outside noise and engine noise. So it's pretty impressive. Okay, so we have found our way to our nice, quiet, and straight road where we're going to do our acceleration tests. So we're just going to keep it in 2-wheel drive and give it the beans. Let's go. Actually, very impressive acceleration from this. We even got a little bit of wheel spin there. And good brakes too, so pretty impressive powertrain there. The turbo's just spooled up, traction control did its job, and away we went. Pretty fast. Acceleration is 60 there with this Turbo Max engine. But that's just about all the time we have with the 2024 Silverado 1500 Custom. I hope you have enjoyed this Silverado just as much as I have, and I hope you stick with us here at Ty Drives for more videos just like this one.